Coach, we talked to the players a little bit about, and I feel like we've talked about the strength of this conference a lot throughout the season, but it really becomes apparent in the playoffs when you match up like you did against Jacksonville State. Can you maybe speak to the strength of this conference and how it has prepared you for what you're seeing now in the postseason?
Well, I mean, you get challenged week to week in our conference, and it makes you battle tested, so to speak. I mean, and you look at the non-conference we played. You get to go down to West Virginia, and so yeah, I think it's obviously. I mean, it's a good conference, and it's physical. You see a variety of different defenses, offenses, and I think it prepares you well.
Talk about how fresh the offense is, especially. It seems like not only you guys very healthy, but it seems like you guys haven't been worn down for the week after week sort of grind. I mean, Hunter kind of helps with that, being out half the season, but it seems like you guys aren't as worn down as maybe some other teams.
Well, I mean, I think everybody's a little bit worn down at this time of year. You're going on week 14 for games, 15 when you count the bye, and it's a long year, and so everyone's a little bit worn down. But I think our schedule lends to kind of how we practice, what we do. You pulling back when you need to pull back, and but get your work done. There's a balancing act there that you have to do. You can't pound them every day, all day, but you have to get your work done. So you got to find a good balance there.
What's your initial thoughts on Wofford? I know you say it's always about what you guys do, but when you look at Wofford on tape,
good football team, well coached. I mean, I think their staff's been there a long time, and they're I don't know what you call it. An option type offense, a wing T, veer option type offense, and that they know well, they run well, and then defensively they kind of play like a 50 front, 30 front, whatever you want to call it, and mix things up there. So, and I think they're very good on special teams. So they're a balanced team.
As you go through practice this week, is it tough to simulate that wing T?
Yeah, I don't know if you can. I mean, simulate it, but you got to do you do the best you can in a short amount of time. As far as you're not going to run it with the precision that they do, but I think you can simulate some aspects of it, and and make sure your guys understand the discipline, the rules, the technique, the fundamentals that you have to play offense like that.
It's a lot of extra work for the scout team and film room, and we're trying to get as close as they can to it.
Yeah, and there'll be some walkthroughs for them and some different things to help get them up to speed.
I know you're not a rah-rah guy, Coach, but just how excited are you to have a home game? I mean, the ticket office has been buzzing. I mean,
I'm excited to be at home. Hopefully, we can fill the standby, and hopefully we get the community out here. Come out here and watch some good football. I mean, it's you get this late in the playoffs, playing football in December should be the only show in town. I'm excited, and excited as I get. I mean, I have other things on my mind right now than that, but get our football team ready to play, and hopefully it'll be a good atmosphere.
Going back to their offense a little bit, you mentioned option. It's not like kind of like a flex bone where it's triple option where they're faking a fullback and then taking the option to the outside. Is it similar? Is it the same as that, or is it different from
It's not Navy. It's not that type of offense. It's a little bit more. There's some two-back aspects to it. There's some option aspects to it. There, like the old, maybe the old Fitch offenses for the local people. I mean, there are some aspects of that. I mean, it's just, it's like anything. It's like when you have an option type offense or, this style of offense, it's about having answers and them that they know what they want to accomplish. They know what how different people play them, and they have answers for you. And it's well thought out, and they run it with very good precision. It's a good, they've had a lot of success with it.
So
other than executing the game plan, what's the key for any defense to being able to contain an offense like that? What are the kind of the fundamental things that are necessary?
Well, there are certain techniques and fundamentals and rules and the discipline. If everybody's got to handle their responsibilities, have their eyes in the right places, and you need 11 guys to fit it right and to do their part. And you know, it's just compact. It's really no, you know, as far as the execution of it, whether they spread you out or they're in tight, everybody has their responsibility to play when you have a quarterback option type aspect to the offense, and everybody's got to be in the right spots. And you got to do it play after play because they're going to keep changing and they're going to keep running their offense. I mean, that's what they do. And you got to, along the way, you got to be physical because they're a physical team.
Sorry about that. They've used 4 different quarterbacks. There's talk that they could use 2 this week. So does that change preparation, or is it just?
No, I mean, you know, they're going to run their offense, and we're preparing for their offense. And whoever's under center is under center. You can't control that.
Coach, you mentioned last week after the game that they kind of showed you some different looks that you hadn't seen, and maybe teams kind of prepare for you a little bit differently because you're a little bit different. Do you expect that with this team to see some different looks, or are they kind of?
Well, they could, but I mean, you see teams like this, and they kind of do what they do, and they make you have to react to them, and then they're going to see what you do, and they're going to make their adjustments, and they're going to run certain plays according to how you're playing them. But I mean, I don't think they're going to come out in 4 wides, you know, for the whole game. I mean, like that team did last week. But you know, you never know. You got to be prepared for whatever they throw at you.
I mean, they like to run, and you guys like to run. This could be a pretty fast game.
Yeah, I might be home by 3 o'clock. I don't know.
How are you guys at D end with Avery's status and Johnson as well?
Johnson's out today. Avery's going to practice today. We're okay.
In terms of your offense, I'm sure you knew that your offense was capable of doing what they did last Saturday, but there's been so many times throughout the season where the defense has kind of picked up the slack. How nice was it for you to see the offense kind of find as much success as they had in that game?
Well, the offense has been playing very well the last few weeks, and I thought we really played well the other day. We jumped on them early. We took advantage of the things we thought we needed to take advantage of, and I thought the execution was very good, and that's good. You know, that's you know, I don't really care how you win them. You know, I don't care if it's 3-0 or 40-39 or whatever happens. I mean, a win's a win. They're hard to come by, and you know, so you know, I always tell our guys, I said, you really don't have a crystal ball. You don't know what it's gonna take week to week and how it's gonna go or what you're gonna be faced with, and you got to play 4 quarters of good football and find a way to win.
I was just going to, what jumps out at you, excuse me, off tape about the way the defense plays, even in terms of its level of physicality or its speed or lateral movement or whatever?
I think they're sound in what they do. They're not real fancy as far as running a bunch of different blitzes and that type of thing. They kind of know what they want to do and are physical and sound, well coached, fundamentally sound. I think they're pretty good up front. You know, they're not going to try to trick you. They're going to kind of line up in what they do and play good, sound, fundamental football. And once again, I always believe that's a sign of a good football team.
We talked to Hunter a little bit about how kind of the year's gone up and down for him. When you brought him back as the starter, I think it was week 7, and did you feel, you know, he was able to lead this team right away, or did it take some time for the guys kind of rallied around him and, you know, kind of realized that he had what it took to lead this team?
Well, I wouldn't have put him in there if I didn't know he was. I mean, I'd seen him do it before, and you know, when we went back to Hunter and we sat down and talked about it, I was, you know, he looked me in the eye, and I knew that it was the right thing to do for our football team, and And I thought he, kind of hit the ground running a little bit, but I think the key for Hunter, any quarterback, is you have to play well around him. And he's going to do his part, but you got to have, sometimes the focus, too much so at times just falls on the quarterback. And, good and bad. He's one of, it's an important one, but he's one of 11. And if you're not playing well around him, it's hard for a quarterback to play well. And I think over the last 3 weeks, month, whatever it is, we've been playing more, we've been more efficient, we've been playing better, we've been running the football better, playing better at the wideout position, and which makes a quarterback's job easier. And he's been doing his part and really, and more than anything else, been really protecting and taking care of the football, which is huge.
Well, you know what they're gonna do, they know what you're gonna do, so for the mental preparation, is it vitally important, because it's the offense you haven't seen, attention to detail during practice this week?
Yeah, I believe that's the case any week. It's about your week of preparation. That's always our focus. You control what you can control, and that's today, and the preparation we need, and we'll go from there.